Have that blue coral or the black ice?
Yes, blue coral.
Somebody was looking for Gliptone, and it hit me. I said, do they still make Gliptone?
You want to know something? Going home Friday afternoon, going up Northern Boulevard, I actually passed a Gliptone truck.
Wow.
Yeah, one of them big.
Did you slide right by?
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
driver pulled over.
As a matter of fact, it made getting through that particular piece of traffic real easy. You know,
nice. It slid right through it.
Very good, very good.
No, they're still out there, though. They still exist.
All right, Glenn.
Well, good job. I say, they tell you to keep your day job. I don't know. You guys should think about another career there, I think, maybe.
Maybe in retirement, that might be the thing to do, because I would love to do that. Are you kidding me? That would be something. That or owning a hardware store, the two things I think I'd like to do. So.
Oh, yeah, hardware. I'm a big hardware fan myself.
Maybe I'll have a hardware store with a little radio studio in the front or the back or something.
There you go.
Power tools.
Okay, guys. Good job.
All right, Glenn. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you, Glenn.
Take care.
All right.
Take care.
So long. Our buddy Scotty Gosson has weighed in, Joe, as you reported, and he was very happy. I didn't get to play anything from the Scotty Gosson combo. Scotty Gosson did make our promo that's in the beginning of the show.
Yes.
He's got a lot of stuff. A lot of it's instrumental. Mm-hmm. So I was going to play some of it. We just didn't get to it, and I apologize for that. But I have to mention that there is something I do listen to regularly, and it's the Rare Groove Session. It's our buddy Earl who does that. The show's Saturday at midnight. And he says, you take a mind excursion into soul music. DJ Solero, that's Soul Air O, will cover the artists of the 60s and 70s with an accent on rock. And with that, we're going to take a quick break and come back in a minute or two, and let's see what's hooking with good old Earl.
Hey, have you seen DJ Solero?
No, why?
Well, he was supposed to be here right now to tell everyone about his show, The Rare Groove Session, but I can't find him anywhere.
I'll keep my eyes peeled. Maybe he went to get something to eat.
Food? He went to get food? I mean, who can eat at a time like this?
Relax. I'm sure everyone will figure out when they can listen to the most incredible music from the 60s and 70s that they may have not heard before.
But what if they can't? What if they never figure out when the Rare Groove Session is on? What happens then, huh? I don't want to live in a world where no one knows about the Rare Groove Session.
Hey guys, ready to tell everyone about RGS?
DJ Solero, where the have you been?
I was getting something to eat.
How can you eat at a time like this?
What are you talking about?
Don't mind her. Go ahead. Tell everyone when to listen.
Okay then. If you're looking to hear some mind-blowing music, check out the Rare Groove Session Friday nights at midnight on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hi, this is Rita Monte. Would you like to take a trip to romantic Italy with me? Let's go together every Thursday with Profumi d'Italia. You will hear and savor Italy's soul with music from yesterday and today. Learn about Italy's museums, countryside, restaurants, festivals, and wineries. Most of all, you will learn about Italy's history and its people. Thursdays at 5 p.m., experience the essence of Italy on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Motormouth Radio back on the air. Ray Guarino, Joe D. Give us a call, 516-572-7440. Check us out at motormouthradio.com or Twitter. Motormouth Radio on Twitter. They got me
we're on Facebook
now.
too, I gotta learn how to twit, but we do.
It's not hard. If you do
really?
Facebook, it's just the interface is like I'm always thinking, okay, what's that little button do? You learn by doing it. It's a couple.
Pretty much though, a lot of that stuff. Most people do it by phones or tablets or something, and I usually my fat fingers. God only knows what I'd broadcast out there or whatever, so I have to wait till I get in front of a regular keyboard.
You can do it on a keyboard too, but the phone is the platform that most people prefer.
Yeah.
And they got me kicking and screaming, but I've been doing it. Let's kick and scream back over here, kick the phone jack on the wall and say, hi, you're on the Motor Mouths.
Hey, how's it going? This is Steve Webb.
Hey, Steve.
Celebrity Chase.
Excellent.
Hey, man.
Steve, how are you?
What's going on?
Yeah, good. I got a great product loyalty story.
Bring it.
Yeah. It's about Quaker State Oil. It's funny.
Okay.
I'm so loyal to that product because back when I was a kid, probably about 15 years old, reading in Mechanics Illustrated magazine, they had a little ad in there. It says, "Send away for a free decal." I said, I want that.
Yeah, man.
I want that for the mini bike. So I sent away for the free decal. Well, they sent me so much Petroliana that you would not believe it. I wish I had it today. All kinds of posters and decals and you name it. All kinds of things like that. To this day, I cannot buy anything but Quaker State oil because of that. Even when there's it's amazing. Even when there's something on sale, like a competitor's brand on sale next to it, I got to buy Quaker State. And that's been that way my whole life. Since I'm 15 years old. It's amazing.
They got you
indoctrinated.
They got you hooked cheap. And I think, the last caller we had on, Glenn, he does a blog called the Car Hunter blog. You can look it up. I don't remember the full URL. Just search for Car Hunter and you'll get the blog. I think he might have done something on Quaker State a while back, maybe a long while, but yeah. So is that?
But it was amazing. I had stickers on my mini bike. Every kid on the block had a Quaker State sticker. I got so much stuff from them, and little did they know they were sending it to a 15-year-old kid. But I became such a loyal buyer of that product. I can't buy anything else.
How did you? What was
Worked out good, right? For them, at least.
Steve, what was your proclivity with tools? Did you have a bias that way too?
Well, of course, the king of tools, Snap-on. Because being a professional mechanic or body man, whatever you want to call me, you always, that's the holy grail. Snap-on tool when you bought your first Snap-on set. But of course, everybody starting out had that little Craftsman toolbox.
Right.
Okay, nothing wrong with it. With your little, 3/8 drive ratchet set and your screwdriver set. And I remember taking that little toolbox and hitchhiking up to Hicksville and getting my first job. Everybody, Craftsman tools, of course, you all start out with that, and then you step up as you go along.
And I've seen your tool collection. It is quite vast, and like the rest of us, I know you have a collection. We all have, I don't know anybody who has just one brand of tools. We all have a variety of things for various reasons. And
what happens, a lot of guys, what happens is that they have different boxes. I know I started out with a lot of Craftsman, which I used for quite some time, and well into my professional time, in my professional career, I was still using the certain Craftsman tools that I just got comfortable with as I could afford, and as I could afford the Matco or the Snap-on or whatever. But what happens is you have the Craftsman box or maybe the SK box. There was a couple different companies out there that made like sort of the lower line but good tools, and then you work your way up to the true pro stuff. Yeah. And then as you got better, you kind of retired that box. That one stayed in the garage at the house. When you was at the shop, you had your real stuff. You know what I mean? But it became a dyed-in-the-wool whoever. Also, whoever the truck showed up the most.
Yeah. And what happened with me was early on, like I said, started with SK and some Williams and whatever else was around, but leftover stuff. But the first toolboxes I bought were Craftsman, because you can go to the store, you could charge them, you could pay it off. And I said, then I found Snap-on tools and started to buy them and said, you know what? Of course, the next step was going to be on the tool truck. Wow, how about these nice Snap-on boxes? I said, you know what? For the cost of those toolboxes, I could buy a boatload of I could buy a ton of tools. And, so why invest in the box? I eventually did, because I got a super special deal. But it is even now at Harbor Freight, you look at the boxes they sell. I got to say, that is a nice roller drawer type of box. Really nice stuff. Things
have kind of the gulf between the cheapo tools and the I should say the economy tools and the top of the line tools. The gulf is narrowed. It's by no means not the same thing, but the gap is definitely narrowed. I remember being taught by one of my mentors. As a matter of fact, he was an alumni of this show, and he was like, the last thing you want to buy is a big honking fancy schmancy Snap-on toolbox. Take all that money, buy tools, fill up your Craftsman box, fill up your or whatever you got there, and then when you're finally done, when you got the last tool, That's when you go out and you buy the fancy box.
Right.
Literally, tell me you never get to the last tool.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's funny because Ray, you saw my toolbox, and basically, body men work a little differently. We're all over the shop, so. We may be in one bay, we might be in outside, we might be all over the place. So we have to bring our tools to the job. So a mechanic more or less stays in one bay. He has the hood open. He turns around. He opens a drawer. He takes out a wrench. Does his thing, puts the wrench back, takes out a screwdriver, back and forth. But we're all over the place. So I got everything in tool bags.
I was going to say...
So if I need a hammer, a body hammer, I take the whole bag of body hammers over to the job.
A bag of hammers?
I was just about to say that there's some kind of intelligence quotient that's associated with a bag.
Steve, I've actually spoke about your tool theory on the show in the past because I like it so much. And you said, you do have separate bags. There's an American, there's a metric bag, there's a hammer bag.
Which is a great idea.
And some of those bags are on wheels.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because we have to go to the job. Right. So where a mechanic is like in bay number 1, and the job comes to him, and then they jockey the car out. Another car comes in.
That depends on the shop.
Well,
I mean, where I'm at, which is like pretty much a rolling circus. Everybody's got a wagon. Everybody's got one of them tool carts. They've got their main box, which stays because you don't know, for whatever reason, like I'm outside with cars, the car's a no start or whatever, or I don't need a lift, and the guys in there are in there doing brake jobs and whatever, they're using the lift, and I got to bring my stuff out, and rather than trying to like jerk everything in my arms, you know what I mean? I'd rather have something with wheels, but the bag thing works too.
Well, let me ask you guys a question, both of you. I had this conversation with Mike Jr. over at Chase Collision at the Oceanside shop. We were talking about tool storage, and I explained how I'm a big fan of my wrench rails and socket rails.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason is, at the end of the day, I clean those tools and I put them away. And you take roll call and you know what's missing. Where's that 9/16? Where's the 10 millimeter? But now with you guys using either a tool cart or, Steve, like a tool bag, what happens then? Do you find that sometimes stuff's missing because you don't do a daily head count?
Basically, what's going to be missing is your 10 millimeter socket, your 13 millimeter socket, and your 15 millimeter socket. That's what we use the most. So you buy multiples of those because God knows, as you get older, your short-term memory leaves you, and you put that 10 millimeter down, and where the hell did it go? So you just pick up another one until you find that one.
10 millimeter tools, whether they be sockets or wrenches or ratcheting wrenches, they evaporate.
Yeah.
I swear that there's some kind of subspace pocket that they drop into.
It's like that missing socket in the dryer, They're all,
get out of my head. That's it.
Again, for some reason,
Right. So someday somebody's going to come up with some type of transdimensional tapping. A whole bunch of these things are going to fall out of the sky, and there's going to be free 10 millimeters for the entire population of the planet.
Socks.
And socks, yes. And they can put the 10 millimeters in a sock.
Good tools cheap. Okay, and I tell this to my students all the time. I say you check yard sales, okay?
Yeah.
So, but you gotta be crafty about it. So if you go down a block and you see a bunch of plastic toys and clothes out front, keep going. That's nothing for you. But if you see an old lady sitting in a lawn chair with a little cigar box, you stop, okay? Because chances are her husband worked for Grumman's, all right, and he's long gone, and she's selling all his tools. All right, so it's amazing. Those guys from Grumman's, what they pinched over the years that are in their basement.
Steve,
most quality tools in the world.
I'll tell you a quick story on that. I actually went and bought a car in Queens Village. It was a 65 Chevelle, and it was the attached houses with the garage that goes down under the living room. Big cast iron radiator in the back. And I'm looking around the garage, and I see these stainless steel bins, but they look kind of crude. They had rolled edges. The thing that caught my eye when I rolled up to the house was everybody had those wooden flower boxes outside the living room windows. Most of them had rotted away. The brick buildings stood. But this house had a perfect flower box. And I looked closer. It was stainless steel. Found out the woman who was selling the car, it was her father who had been a Grumman, a sheet metal worker. He made all this stuff out of stainless steel.
Absolutely.
And then, drill bits. And she goes, listen, if you want any of that stuff, take it. And I did. I said,
Hell yeah.
And they look like meatloaf pans. They're kind of the size of I don't know what the application was, but